Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Swastika, and in today's video I will be discussing with you all a scarcity mindset and abundance mindset and how you can make the shift from scarcity to abundance. So guys, in a lot of cases and in a lot of ways, whatever we think, whatever our mind thinks, we slowly become, right? So if the thoughts that we process are less, are thoughts that underestimate your potential, what you can do with your life, then eventually that would be the things that you would be manifesting in your life. So you would be wondering that how did I go all the way from discussing political science, discussing career counseling, discussing students and what they can do in their lives, to discussing manifestation and this shift towards an abundance mindset. So guys, this idea came to my mind when one of the students that I was in fact mentoring came up to me and told me that, ma'am, I just think that I can't get through this paper because everyone else is so much better than me. And I think in that point in time I asked him that, why do you think so? Because there are 80 seats and I think that you definitely stand a chance because you are a smart, bright student. But in fact the student came to me and he told me that no, it's actually the opposite, that because there are only 80 seats I can't get through because I view life as a finite pie. I view getting into this university and getting a good grade as a finite pie. So this actually made me think that if you sort of look at things as if they are a finite pie, as if there are not enough resources for everyone, then this is a mindset that allows you to manifest that reality. Okay, so let me give you another example. In a lot of countries, especially developed countries, if you are one of my students, you would know that I extensively have talked about developing countries, underdeveloped countries, and the developed countries. So in a lot of the developed countries, we see no abundance, we see no scarcity of resources, we in fact see a wide abundance. And because of that, almost every single person has the opportunity to actually go and get the resources that they need to have a good education, to have a good well-paying job, and to have a good quality of life. In countries that are more on that are developing or are underdeveloped, we see that this phenomena slowly becomes it changes, it manifests, right? Because in developing and underdeveloped countries, we see that resources are in fact limited and we start to view life as a finite pie. So because of these limited resources, in a lot of the cases, we think that if somebody else does better than us, then that automatically means that we can't do something as good, as well as them. But guys, this entire video is going to be about dispelling that myth and about having a change, a shift in the mindset from scarcity to abundance, which I really think can positively affect and help students in generating and manifesting the outcomes and results that they want in their papers. Okay, so as I have already extensively discussed in the first 3 minutes, that when I talk about scarcity, I mean a situation in which we view life as a finite pie, right? So this means that it's actually a crab. If you guys know what a crab is, if somebody's trying to go ahead, you want to pull them down because you think that if they move ahead, you automatically move down because there is a scarcity of resources. So this is basically a scarcity mindset. And abundance mindset would basically mean that there is enough for everyone, and if I pull someone's leg down, if I pull them down, then that automatically does not make me better. So these are two very different schools of thought, and let's just discuss this in a little more detail and let's see how we can make the shift from scarcity to abundance. Of course, in the case of a scarcity mindset, you would want to need to look good in order to succeed, right? But when you talk about abundance thinking, it means that if you succeed, if I succeed, then everyone everyone around me automatically succeeds. Again, there is a lot of difference between these two cases. A person who has a scarcity mindset will always be reluctant in giving information. हम कितनी बारी अपने दोस्तों से पूछते हैं कि आप किस बुक, किस किताब से पढ़ रहे हैं इस यूनिवर्सिटी को क्रैक करने के लिए, इस पेपर को क्रैक करने के लिए, एंड कितनी बारी आपके इंटेलिजेंट दोस्त आपको आके कहते हैं कि हम ये नहीं बताएंगे बिकॉज वी आर रिलक्टेंट टू गिव यू दिस इंफॉर्मेशन. सो दिस अगेन इज अ स्कार्सिटी माइंडसेट, गाइस. People who have an abundance mindset are in fact willing to collaborate, are in fact willing to help you, are in fact more positive. And because they are so positive, the outcomes they get in life are in fact better than what students or what people who have a scarcity mindset have. Another indicator of whether or not you have a scarcity mindset would be if you are somebody who tells other people that you have all the answers. Please remember, guys, that in life it's always going to be possible that you know 5 things but you probably don't know 100 things. But if you think that knowing those 5 things are enough, then it's a wrong comparison to in fact have. People who have an abundance mindset would always say that I want to learn from other people, that I want to know more things. They would always assume that if they know 5 things, then the person sitting in front of them might know 100. And they want to learn, they want to pick up attributes of the other person. Again, guys, this is two very different schools of thought, and I'm just explaining the difference between the two, and I think most of us have till now understood the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. Okay, so now that we have understood the difference, it obviously also means that if we move towards an abundance mindset, it wouldn't just be good for us, it will in fact be good for everyone around us, because we would be more willing to contribute, we would be more positive, and slowly or steadily we will manifest that reality for ourselves. So now the bigger question that appears is that if we understand that in fact having an abundance mindset in life, whether you're a student who's preparing for papers, whether you are doing a job and you want a promotion, whether you have your own business, whatever it is, the question is that how do you shift, how do you make the shift from scarcity to thinking about abundance and thinking about more. So when I started this video, I talked about how the mind is everything, right? So everything that you think, everything that your mind thinks is eventually what it becomes, what your reality becomes, what you become. So the biggest way to make a shift in this mindset is to feed yourself things, is to feed yourself thoughts that are positive, is to slowly train your mind to think about abundance, to think about what you can give back to society, what you can do, what you can learn from others, how you can help other people, what are all the 100 good things, the 100 positive things, and the 100 ways in which you can contribute to the world. Of course, this mindset that I keep talking about is a very critical component of success. If you really want to be successful, then you should have a mindset that focuses on abundance. Now, if you want to make the shift, we can talk about 3-4 ways in which you can slowly make that shift. So the first thing is that you have to start focusing on what you have. So this basically means that if I focus on what other people have, then I manifest, then it just pours in negativity, right? So you have to start focusing on the things that you have, and you need to understand how you can take it forward. For example, if you know that you are a good speaker, then you should slowly focus on that, and you should see how you can use your strengths to create a better reality for yourself. If you are a good prolific writer, then you should maximize your strength. You should not be thinking, oh, he's such a good speaker, so I'm automatically a bad speaker, or oh, he's doing so well in his paper, so of course that means that I'll be second and I'll be doing worse. No, You should not be thinking that. You should be completely focused on what you have. So if you are a good writer, if you are a good speaker, then manifest that reality. Use that strength for yourself. Okay, let's move on to the second point. You should surround yourself with people who have an abundance mindset. So if you go and if you become friends with people who are delimiting, who limit your potential, who tell you things like they're not willing to contribute information, they're not willing to help you, they're not willing to watch you grow, then it's a cage that you are putting yourself in, and it's always a good time to make and to change friends, to change circles, and to definitely move on and be with people who think like you, who think in abundance, who want to give more than they want to take. And you should also be in a position to give more than you take. So that is the second point. The third point is that if you are friends with such people, then you have to come up with win-win or omni-win situations and solutions. So this means that if you are friends with people who have an abundance mindset, they would want to help you, they would want to watch you grow, they would want to listen to your ideas. So if you're an entrepreneur and you hang out with other entrepreneurs, it's not a bad idea for you to completely and very openly discuss your opinion, to very openly discuss your next big startup idea, because 99% of the people don't want your ideas because they have their own lives and they have their own thing. But of course, if you want favors from someone, then you should be willing to give that favor back, and that is how you create a win-win or an omni-win situation. Okay, let's move on to the fourth point. You should try to incorporate gratitude every day, and this means that you should be thankful about the things you have and try to incorporate that feeling in your mind and in your mindset every day. So if you have whatever you have, even if you have less and even if you have more, your less can actually be more for someone else. So again, please think with gratitude. Please try to incorporate gratitude in your lives and be thankful every day for what you have, because I've seen that is in fact the best way to grow. You cannot grow if you're criticizing your parents. You cannot grow if you're criticizing your society. You cannot grow if you're criticizing your country. Of course, criticism is important, but if you're constantly being very critical, then it's would also mean that you don't want to grow from that situation. So in a lot of the cases, and a lot of students have come to me and they've told me that we don't have enough resources to have even a very good fancy education, and how do we move forward, what do? We come from places that aren't very privileged. So guys, the only way to answer this question is that everyone comes into this world, comes into this life with an accident of birth, right? So it's not anyone's fault that Ambani was born where he was born, in the family in which he was born, in the country in which he was born. It's not anyone's fault if you weren't born in a house that is very financially sound, because everyone's life comes with its own set of problems. It's what you make of it. So even if you don't come from spaces that are very privileged, you have to take that as a given, and you have to accept it, and you have to look for things that you can in fact do and what you can make of it. A lot of the times we come into this world and we have very little, but at the end of the day, what matters is what you can make of that little. And I've seen some people who've made a lot of the little that they have, and I think one glaring example for that would be Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs was in fact adopted, and he still made a very big, a very amazing company like Apple. He made a lot of money, for people who don't know, and he was completely self-made, right? So I'm just taking that as an example. I know some situations, some people are in fact outliers. Outliers is a book, you should read it if you get the time. But at the end of the day, before you leave this world, what matters is what you can actually make of what was given to you. So yeah, that is my fourth point. And I think the fifth point, which I would again link to the fourth point, would be that you have to train your mind to think of possibilities. Please keep your mind open to things that can be possible, things that can be done. Don't delimit your potential by saying that, oh, because I wasn't born in a rich house, I can't be rich. Don't delimit your potential by saying that because my family is not very educated, that automatically means that I will not go to good institutions to study. Don't delimit your own potential by feeding negativity and negative thoughts into your system. It's time to make that shift from scarcity to abundance. And in fact, if somebody does better than you in school, if he gets a rank 1 and you get a rank 10, it's completely okay. You don't have to pull the other person down for being a rank 1 or a rank 2 or for being academically better than you. In fact, you should probably take a page from his book. You should try to incorporate the way he's studying, and you should try to learn from that person instead of being jealous, instead of being angry at your own situation, at your own position in life. So I think this was it, and I just thought that this video, it was very important to put this out, because again, a lot of students in India, because we are a developing country, feel that we have a scarcity of resources, and I don't think that you are wrong to think that, but at the same point in time, I think that there are so many possibilities, that there is so much that you can do, and I think if you make this shift in mindset from scarcity to abundance, then really you can do a lot with your own self. You can manifest your own potential, and you can do this very positively. Also, a couple of people asked me in the comments that I wasn't very active on YouTube for the past month or so. So because of COVID, guys, I know a lot of you went through the worst of the second waves, and that caused a lot of problems and a lot of issues. Yeah, and also because I have academic obligations, so I was off YouTube a little. I'm very sorry. I'll try to be more regular. I'll try to interact more. You guys can subscribe to my channel. It's the red button at the bottom of the screen. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My handle goes by the name, it's swastikasharma. Mostly I reply to all DMs unless I'm completely offline. You guys can DM me if you want counseling in terms of your career, in case you want to know what books to read, how to have a very clear strategy for clearing NET, UGC NET political science, or for the JNU MA entrance. So I'll be available. You can hit me up on Instagram, and of course I'm providing counseling sessions as well, so you can book one of those if you want. And I'll try to be more active, but please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for being patient and for watching this video today. And I hope that more people manage to make the shift from scarcity to abundance, because I think it's an amazing feeling in itself. So thank you.